In the Tantric tradition, the moon is a visible symbol that conveys important aspects of the true nature of reality. The dark lunar fortnight, that phase between the full moon to the new moon, is a daily reminder that everything is impermanent and eventually fades away. It's as if the moon is telling us to let go of all that isn't real in the same way that I'm letting go of my light. I've always loved the moon, but my connection with it transformed when I began studying the Krama tradition of Tantra, which emerged in an area of Kashmir, in an area known as the Uddiyana area around the 9th century of the Common Era. And in this lineage, Kali is the Supreme Divinity whose ultimate nature is formless, and she's accompanied by 64 yoginis, or Tantric goddesses, who are reported to have been real women who were awakened beings who taught 5 different paths and practices to achieve enlightenment. My own journey into these 5 paths and practices led me to a really profound understanding of how they connect with the moon. The moon, with its cycles and phases, started to become more than just a celestial body to me. It transformed into a tangible symbol of these practices, each phase mirroring an aspect of the true nature of reality. Over time, my daily observations of the moon, coupled with my meditations and practice, evolved into a rich dialogue between myself, the yogini's teachings, and the moon. During the moon's waning phase, the yoginis taught me that this is a time to digest feelings and experiences. As I gazed out at the night sky during the phase of the waning moon, I noticed how the moon starts this period full and round, like a wide open mouth. And with each passing day, that mouth begins to close bit by bit. It's as if I was watching a 14-day slow motion video of the moon taking a single mindful bite. This 14-day sequence was signaling to me the importance of digestion. It's a metaphor that my teacher often uses to describe the process of experiencing without clinging or repulsion. This metaphor is akin to the natural biological process of digestion. When we eat, our body automatically extracts the necessary nutrients to nourish and sustain us and effortlessly eliminates what isn't needed. In the same way, we can experience all that life offers us in a non-grasping, non-avoidant way, allowing emotions and experiences to be absorbed and released naturally. When we don't fully digest our emotions and experiences, they become what are called samskaras, or impressions of past actions that get stuck in our subtle energy body, and physical, mental, and emotional discomfort and imbalances then ensue. So if they're left unaddressed, they begin to impede our spiritual growth and potential, obscuring our ability to perceive reality clearly and live our lives free from suffering. So this meditation aims to harness the yogini's teachings on burning samskaras and the energy of the moon's waning phase to digest the samskaras of aversion, attachment, and ignorance. We'll use the 9 breathings of purification practice from the non-dual Buddhist tradition of Dzogchen, which mirrors the worldview of non-dual Tantra, making it a very suitable practice for these purposes. So this practice involves a series of 9 breaths, or pranayamas, which engage the 3 channels in your body: the central channel, known as the Sushumna, the left side channel, known as the Ida, and the right side channel, known as the Pingala. The first 3 breaths will work with aversion samskaras, prompting you to recollect situations that invoke anger, frustration, or even hatred. The second set of 3 breaths are going to deal with attachment samskaras, encouraging you to recall instances of longing or desire. And then the final set of 3 breaths will focus on ignorance samskaras associated with doubt, confusion, and lack of self-confidence. In this meditation, we'll complete 3 sets of these 9 breaths, totaling 27 breaths. However, starting with 1 set and then gradually progressing to 3 over the course of time may be more beneficial to you. So just trust your energy body to guide you on this journey. Let's begin. Go ahead and find a seated position that's comfortable for you. You can be seated in cross-legged position on the floor, or if it's more comfortable to sit as I like to sit, on a meditation bench, or alternately you could also be sitting in a chair. If you're sitting in a chair, please sit with your back away from the back of the chair. Allow your spine to be tall. Your head should feel as if it's floating above your shoulders. Your chin can be slightly tucked so that it's parallel to the floor. And your eyes can be gently closed. Imagine now the 3 primary channels of your subtle body. Your central channel, the Sushumna, begins about 4 fingers below the navel. It rises straight through the center of your body, just in front of your physical spine, and it goes all the way through the crown of your head. It's about the width of your thumb. On either side of the central channel are 2 smaller channels, the right side channel and the left side channel. They're about the width of your little finger, the diameter of your little finger. All 3 of these channels connect at a junction that is 4 finger widths below your navel. From this junction, the 2 side channels extend upward the entire length of the body and parallel to the central channel. They come to the top of the head where they actually curve forward underneath your skull and behind your eyes, and then they end or terminate at your nostrils. The right side channel terminates at your right nostril, and your left side channel terminates at your left nostril. The right side channel holds undigested energy of attachment, and the left side channel holds undigested energy of aversion, while the central channel holds undigested energy of ignorance or misperception. Now, as you settle into your posture just a little bit more, begin to connect with the stillness of your body. Listen to the inner silence that holds all sound. And sense the inner spaciousness. It's the space that holds all phenomena, all perceptions, all sensations, all cognitions. Now we're ready to begin the first set of 3 breaths. This set of breaths will be clearing or digesting the samskara of anger from the left side channel and releasing it through the right side channel. Before we begin these breaths, just bring to mind a recent situation or circumstance where anger or aversion was present, something that you wanted to get rid of, that you didn't like, that you wanted to avoid, a situation or circumstance that invoked anger, frustration, maybe hatred, even rage. And all you're doing is recalling it just enough to sense into that aversion. Good. Now raise your right hand with the tip of your thumb pressing the base of your ring finger and close your right nostril. Inhale deeply now through the left nostril, imagining a purifying green light flowing through the left side channel downwards all the way to the junction below the navel. You'll pause your breath as you close the left nostril now and exhale, imagining the breath moving upward, carrying this purifying green light upward through the right side channel, digesting, assimilating all aversion and anger that's ready to be digested, and releasing what's ready to be released with the exhale. We'll repeat this 2 more times, bringing your right hand again to close the right nostril, inhaling through the left nostril, imagining the purifying green light flowing down through the left side channel, all the way to the junction below the navel, holding the breath as you close the left nostril now, and exhale, imagining the breath carrying this purifying green light upward through the right channel, digesting, assimilating all aversion and anger that's ready to be digested, releasing aversion that's ready to be released with this exhale, allowing it to dissolve. And once again, closing your right nostril as you inhale deeply through the left nostril, allowing the purifying green light to flow down through the left side channel all the way to the junction below the navel. Pausing your breath as you switch your hand, closing the left nostril, exhaling, imagining the breath carrying the purifying green light upward, up the right side channel, digesting and assimilating all aversion with the exhale. And now just breathing normally, bringing your hands back into your lap, sitting in open awareness. Allowing whatever arises to arise without trying to avoid or get rid of it before it's ready. Holding whatever arises, thoughts, feelings, sounds, sensations in the body. All of them are just like guests that you host graciously. No need to rush them. Allowing them to be there, knowing that they'll depart in their own timing when they're ready. Good. We're now ready to begin the second set of 3 breaths. Before we begin, just bring to mind a situation or circumstance where you experienced attachment that shows up as a grasping or a fear of losing someone or something, or maybe trying to attain or acquire something in order to feel happy or whole. Now, raise your left hand with the tip of your thumb pressing the base of the ring finger, and close your left nostril as you inhale deeply through the right nostril, imagining a purifying green light flowing through the right side channel all the way to the junction below the navel. Pause your breath as you close the right nostril, exhaling, imagining that the breath is carrying this purifying green light upward through the pathway of the left side channel, digesting and assimilating all attachments that are ready to be digested, and releasing the attachments that are ready to be released with the exhale. Repeating this again 2 more times, inhaling through the right nostril, imagining the purifying green light flowing through the right side channel all the way to the junction below the navel, pausing the breath as you close the right nostril, exhaling, imagining the breath carrying the purifying green light upward through the pathway of the left side channel, digesting and assimilating all attachments that are ready to be digested, and releasing all attachments that are ready to be released with the exhale. And one more time, closing your left nostril, inhaling deeply through the right nostril, sensing this purifying green light flowing downward through the right nostril to the junction below the navel as you pause, closing the right nostril, exhaling, imagining the breath carrying this purifying green light upward through the pathway of the left side channel, digesting, assimilating all attachments that are ready to be digested and assimilated. And then just returning back to your natural breath, sitting in open awareness and allowing whatever arises to arise without grasping, without trying to manage or manipulate it, without trying to figure it out. Holding whatever arises, whatever thoughts, feelings, perceptions. Treating them as if they're guests that you host graciously, and knowing that there's nothing that you need to do with them. Good. And now we'll do our third set of 3 breaths, working with the central channel, clearing misperception, doubt, lack of clarity, and confidence. So just bring to mind a recent experience or situation in which you felt unclear, doubtful, confused, or not knowing. And now you'll inhale slowly through both nostrils, imagining that the purifying green light is flowing downward through both side channels simultaneously, all the way to the junction below your navel. And as you exhale, the breath carries this green light up the central channel, digesting and assimilating all ignorance, doubt, confusion, and releasing it all the way through the crown and dissolving it into space. We'll repeat this 2 more times, inhaling slowly through both nostrils, sensing, feeling, imagining the purifying green light flowing downward through both side channels simultaneously, all the way to the junction below the navel. And then exhaling, allowing the breath to carry the green light upward through the central channel, digesting and assimilating any ignorance, doubt, or confusion that might be ready to be released and digested at this point through the crown of the head, allowing it all to dissolve into space. And one final time, inhaling slowly through both nostrils, imagining the purifying green light flowing downward through both side channels to the junction below the navel. Exhaling the breath upward through the central channel, assimilating and digesting any ignorance, doubt, or confusion, releasing it through the crown of the head and into space. Allowing yourself to breathe normally now, releasing all techniques. Sitting in open awareness and sensing all three channels have become increasingly clear and luminous and open. As you sit in open awareness, become more and more aware of being aware. Become more and more aware of the fact that you are aware. You may still notice the arising of phenomena such as thoughts, feelings, sensations in the body, perceptions such as sounds, or even the temperature of the air on your skin. But these are just contents of awareness. Become more aware of awareness than you are of the contents of awareness. Allow yourself to abide in awareness as still, silent spaciousness. If you sense that there are still some stuck energies of attachment, aversion, and ignorance, you may wish to repeat the entire sequence of the 9 breaths again, 1 or 2 more times. Otherwise, just continue to abide here in awareness. Allowing whatever wants to arise, any thoughts or feelings or sensations, without any attachments or aversions. You are simply holding and hosting whatever arises within you as still, silent, spacious awareness. Now, gently bring your awareness back to your breath, allowing your breath to be the bridge between your inner world and your outer world, and with each breath, drawing a little more closely to your outer world, carrying with you this sense of open awareness. And as you gradually make your way back into the room, just know that every experience, every thought, every emotion is arising because it wants to be liberated in the light of awareness. And just as the moon cycles through its phases of light and dark, fullness and emptiness, gradually digesting the radiance of its light, so too are you always whole and complete, continually digesting and assimilating your life's experience without losing your inherent wholeness. And as you come back fully into the room, let this meditation be a reminder that you are a part of the ever-changing ebb and flow of life, constantly digesting and integrating your experiences, yet always remaining centered and complete within yourself, just like the ever-cycling moon. Namaste.